back here in Houston. The weather, temperature at 67 degrees, so the roof will be open here at Reliant. Partly cloudy skies expected the rest of the afternoon. Longtime NFL assistant Mike Heimerdinger, Tennessee's offensive coordinator, was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer this week. Doctors took out a tumor that was sitting on his sciatic nerve that relieved a lot of the pain that he was experiencing. He'll begin chemotherapy tomorrow, and Heimerdinger wants everybody to know that he thanks them for their support and their well wishes. Jeff Fisher said it's been a very emotional week for this team, and for Mike Heimerdinger, who wanted to be here to call the plays and do his job for the Tennessee Titans this afternoon in Houston. Texans have won the toss. We're underway as Rob Barones kicks it out. Returning, Steve Slayton for Houston, and veers out of bounds. He was hit after the 22-yard return by Tim Shaw on special teams. Matt Schaub, one of 5 quarterbacks to take every snap this season for his team, and Houston is looking for a spark here today.
Well, I told us yesterday it's important to get the ball to Andre Johnson early and often against the Titans. He likes the matchup with Cortland Finnegan because Finnegan's a guesser and Johnson is great at double moves.
And a quick snap. Schaub throwing over the middle, getting Andre Johnson involved right away. 6-yard pickup for Houston.
Well, that's 76 straight games now with a reception for Andre Johnson.
Starting offense for Houston, Eric Winston. He's got a big matchup against the former Houston Texan Jason Babin today, who has emerged as one of the better pass rushers in the NFL this season. Backs and receivers, Arian Foster, #1 running back in the NFL this season, leading the league in yards and touchdowns. Shaw bootleg, and it's Johnson again. Thrown down by Cortland Finnegan. Houston wasting no time defensively. There is Babin, some changes because of injuries. Dave Ball is out. Jason Jones is out. So Senderick Marks and Tony Brown in there. Gerald McGrath has become one of the leaders defensively for this Tennessee squad. And in the secondary, Finnegan against Andre Johnson, the matchup that we will keep an eye on throughout the day. It's a first down for Houston. Jacoby Jones is in as a third receiver. First touch, Arian Foster with a spin move, had a couple of touchdowns in that loss to the Jets last week, a 3-yard gain. Running back, that's our focus on the Fouts Focus.
2 of the best in the league today, Arian Foster and Chris Johnson. They couldn't be any different in their way they get their yards. Foster's a downhill runner, makes one cut and goes, averaging 5.2. Johnson's more of a slalom runner as he makes a cut after cut after cut. His career long is 91 yards. No matter how it's shredded iron, results are all that matters. 2nd and 6 now for Houston. Working very quickly here. Pocket is collapsing. Schaub gets rid of it. Almost intercepted. Opportunity there for McGrath as Jason Babin supplied the heat on Matt Schaub. Yeah, McGrath picks this off. He's in the end zone right now, and we've got an extra point try coming. Here's number 51. Watch his quick reaction as he sees the tight end on the drag route here. And it's lucky for Schaub, it was a poorly thrown ball. Schaub may have saw McGrath and pulled the trigger on that one, so it's incomplete. We asked McGrath about this defense. He said, look, it's a blue-collar attitude. Nobody's going to outwork this team. They come to work every day, put in the effort. The numbers don't necessarily lend itself to that. Little floater over the middle, and Foster pops a big one. Out across the 45-yard line, Arian Foster, so dangerous through the air, 19 yards on the catch and run. Yeah, Schaub read the safety blitz from Chris Hope. Hope coming, number 24, right up the middle. That leaves the middle of the field wide open for Foster. And this is the type of tempo that the Texans used against the Jets to get back in the game last week. So Derek Ward has come in, replacing Foster on a 1st and 10 now in Tennessee territory. Here comes the rush. Handoff. And it's Ward banged down shy of the 40. McGrath, first man there. Tennessee comes in. They are number 24 in team defense, but boy, are they opportunistic. A lot of turnovers. They forced a turnover in 14 straight games. That's the 2nd longest active streak in the NFL, behind Philadelphia, who's done it in 17 straight. Jeff Fisher, longest tenured coach in the NFL. He's dealing with some theater in Nashville right now involving Vince Young, who did not make the trip. He's on IR. His season is over. Bouncing it to the outside. Foster with a cut. Arian Foster, he has those subtle fakes
that can get him extra yardage. It's a 3.5, 4-yard gain. Stephen Tulloch among those there defensively for Tennessee.
And Gary Kubiak told us yesterday the mindset for the Texans today has got to be protecting Matt Schaub, number one, but running the ball, making sure the defensive ends that of the Titans that play so wide don't get around the corner and get to Schaub, but running behind Arian Foster, good idea.
Number 7 in total offense this season, 370 yards per game. This is the 8th play of the drive, and facing a 3rd and 5. Schaub in the pocket. Slings too high. He was trying to hit Jacoby Jones. And right now, Houston is in no man's land. They'll have to make a decision here. Gary Kubiak looks like he's going to keep the offense on the field.
I think this is a good play. Good decision by Kubiak because Racker's career long is 55 yards. And this would be about a 55-yarder. So if you miss, it gives the Titans great field position.
And Rackers hit that 55-yarder back in 2004. Foster is in there, 4th and 5. Dime package here for Tennessee. On 4th down from the 37. Schaub throwing underneath. They're not going to get it. Andre Johnson with the catch, but they come up shy of the first down. Jason McCourty helped make sure of it. Houston turns it over on downs after a long drive. Nothing to show for it. We'll see Rusty Smith and the Tennessee offense when we come back. The 176th pick in the 2010 NFL Draft, Rusty Smith in his first NFL start, taking over a 1st and 10 at the 35. Smith looking to throw. Smith under pressure from behind, and Mario Williams gets him. It'll go down as a sack for Williams, now 8.5 on the season. Rusty Smith, the 8th quarterback taken in the draft. And he's going to see a whole lot of this today, Dan.
Well, it's a 3-step drop. He's got to get rid of it right there. He can't afford to hang on to it because his offensive linemen are expecting just to pop the defensive lineman and the ball will be out.
They have a 6th offensive lineman in. Mike Otto has come on for Tennessee. On 2nd down, running play. Chris Johnson up the middle and banged down just short of the 40-yard line by Bernard Pollard. Smith, 23 years old, from Jacksonville, Florida, the rookie out of Florida Atlantic University, the first ever FAU player to be drafted in the NFL.
He grew up a huge fan of Florida quarterback Danny Werfel, and he'd like to think that he can too become a great and charismatic leader just like the Heisman Trophy winner. I know that young lady is hoping too.
His wife, Nicole, and his dad, Russ, also in the stands along with his grandparents, Russ and Dolores. Flags come down.
Yep, false start.
False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And that's Cleet Blakeman in his first season as an NFL referee. Michael Roos called on the false start. And Roos a part of this offensive line. He will see Mario Williams throughout the day at that left tackle position. That should be a battle. And backs and receivers. Obviously Johnson, Randy Moss, the weapons. Nate Washington has put together the best 3-game stretch of his NFL career. He won a Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers. 4 receivers set. 3rd and 10 from the gun. Smith to throw. He fires, and he's got the open man. Justin Gage, but he couldn't hold on to it. Or did he? It's ruled incomplete. Gage went upstairs to haul it in, and the ball got knocked free as Gage was trying to come down with it.
Well, we see the real strong arm. That's a good double team hit out there. Kareem Jackson gets the first lick, and then Eugene Wilson comes over, and that forces the ball out of the hands of Gage. But that was a good throw by Rusty Smith.
So Brett Kern on. He's averaging just over 43 yards per kick. And Jacoby Jones standing at his own 16-yard line for Houston. Jones ranging over from the 9. Takes the sideline, and he's spilled out across the 20 by Ryan Mouton. Mike Heimerdinger and Rusty Smith having a little chat after Tennessee's first series. Little shopping and a little ice skating at the Galleria here in Houston. Texans have the football with a 1st and 10 after the punt from Tennessee. Schaub getting rid of it. Low throw. It's incomplete in the area of Vontae Leach. Michael Griffin, the safety, put the pressure on Matt Schaub at 2nd and 10.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of blitzes from Chuck Cecil already in this defensive game plan for Tennessee. We saw Chris Hope on that first possession for the Texans, and now it's the other safety, Michael Griffin, coming.
So there's Tennessee defense. They get to the quarterback. They force fumbles. They come up with picks.
30 sacks
Yep.
on the season. 3 a game.
2nd and 10. Schaub slings and complete. Andre Johnson's got a 1st down. Out near the 45. It's a 21-yard hookup. Schaub to Johnson.
4 catches now for Andre Johnson against Cortland Finnegan. Finnegan knows he has help to the inside, but there's a bullet from Schaub. Got it, squeezed it in there before Chris Hope could come over. 21-yard gain, big one.
Had 343 yards of offense last week against the Jets, but gave up 401 yards to New York. On a give for Arian Foster, and he is brought down quickly by Stephen Tulloch. Johnson with his 4th catch of the day, and he has become the first player in NFL history to catch 60 or more passes in his first 8 seasons in the league. There are going to be a lot of records that Andre Johnson puts up when he's all said and done in the NFL.
And he wants to put them all up here in Houston.
4-time Pro Bowler. And he's the whole package. Speed, strength. One of the premier receivers in the game on a 2nd and 9. Back to Foster. Foster trying to bust it to the outside. He does, walking a tightrope, but he's out of bounds before the 1st down. Jacoby Jones with a block. He picks up 7. Jason McCourty could not bring him down initially.
This is where he's so dangerous, when he's got one-on-one with a defender. It's a good job by McCourty to push him out of bounds right there. His right foot hit on the chalk, about 2 yards shy of the 1st down.
Arian Foster over 1,000 rushing yards on the season. He's played in 16 NFL games, 1,261 rushing yards coming into today. What a revelation he has been, undrafted out of Tennessee. And Foster shot out of a cannon, a 3-yard gain and a 1st down across the 45. Tulloch with a tackle. Let's head to New York. NFL Today update. JB.
And Washington had a game-opening drive of nearly 8 minutes that was capped by this Donovan McNabb play-action pass to the tight end Fred Davis, his first catch of the season for a touchdown, capping a 13-play, 83-yard drive. 7-0 Skins. Back to the bird and the beard.
It's catching on.
Yeah, I got the patent too, baby.
Sounds like a wacky morning show in Mobile, Alabama. The bird and the beard. Toss to Arian Foster. And he's hit on the sideline by Michael Griffin. A 1-yard gain.
I always thought we'd go alphabetical. It should be beard and the bird.
No, it doesn't have the same ring to it, Dan. Sorry.
Ring.
Derek Ward will come on to replace Foster. Houston moving the football once again.
Yeah, they got to about this point last time and they bogged down. Couldn't convert a 3rd down, couldn't convert a 4th down. Close to that no man's land.
So Foster sits down, 6 carries, 21 yards, and a 2nd and 9 now for Houston. Johnson goes in motion. Fake the handoff. Schaub throwing. Johnson extending out, unable to make the catch. You saw Finnegan over there, and he was getting a little bit of help as well. Stephen Tulloch in the area.
And again, it was a good pressure blitz by the Titans. Schaub could not set his feet to throw this pass to Andre Johnson. We talked about how Kubiak and both Matt Schaub told us yesterday we want to get this man the ball as often as possible. They're doing exactly that so far.
Now facing a 3rd and 9. They've targeted Johnson 6 times. Ward remains in. 3 receivers set, and flags come down.
False start. Offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
And that's Eric Winston.
And that's a byproduct of pressure from the defense. And especially the way the Titans want to play their defensive ends so wide, it's very difficult for the tackles, the offensive tackles, to get off on time and still feel they've got enough speed to get to these speed rushers lining up real wide.
3rd and 14 for Houston. Shaw. Protection holds up. Jacoby Jones trying to create after the catch and nowhere to go. Alteron Werner among those there. A 4-yard gain, and now Houston will decide to punt instead of facing a 4th and long. Now for Gary Kubiak, we asked him about the state of affairs, and he said, look, you can either feel sorry for yourself or you go out and battle. We have to find a play, a person, a call that can get this team a win and turn the fortunes around for this franchise. Now at 4-6, 4-game losing streak, losses to Indianapolis, San Diego, Jacksonville, and the Jets. Matt Turk punting. Mark Mariani, the AFC Special Teams Player of the Week, is not going to get an opportunity. It's a touchback, 44-yard punt, but a net of just 24. Here in Houston, the Tennessee Titans matched up with the Houston Texans AFC South battle. More coming up. No score, 5:13 to play in this first quarter. An aerial coverage of today's game is being provided by the fine folks at DirecTV. Great pictures. The bird's eye view here in Houston, Texas. Reliant Stadium sold out as the Tennessee Titans have their second possession of the day. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for their rookie quarterback, Rusty Smith. Kerry Collins is the number 2 quarterback today, and Chris Sims, who was signed earlier this week, is the emergency quarterback. Handoff to Chris Johnson. And Johnson brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Brian Cushing, first man there for Houston. Got a sports fan on your gift list? CBSSports.com shop has officially licensed NFL gear and get 3-day shipping on every order. Go to shop.cbssports.com. Don't forget, got the first night of Hanukkah coming up on Thursday night. Might be a good idea. Sims and Collins look on at Rusty Smith. And too strong. It's over the head of Nate Washington, the intended receiver, as Smith is working through the early game jitters. Defensively for Houston, they come in 31st overall in team defense. They've got some playmakers, Mario Williams included. 8.5 sacks now on the season for him. Second consecutive start for the rookie out of Miami, Daryl Sharpton at the outside linebacker position. And in the secondary, Glover Quinn admitted to us last year when he went against Randy Moss, he was a little bit starstruck initially. Now it's just getting down to business and dealing with one of the top receivers in NFL history. Can Smith get him involved is the question. Short throw, Bo Scaife. Oh, hit hard before he got to the first down line. He took a shot.
Yeah, that shot from 56, Brian Cushing, and that did save the Texans from Scaife picking up this first down. Good job by Rusty on his first completion to find his outlet receiver. Now Scaife goes airborne here, and Cushing says not here as he helicopters him down a yard shy of the first down.
So the Titans will send the punting unit onto the field. NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year last season, Brian Cushing. It's been a challenging year for him this season, though, after sitting out the first 4 games in a position change to middle linebacker, back to his natural position on the outside. Jones from the 21. And cut down after he picks up 2 yards. A 50-yard punt from Kern. Patrick Bailey making the play on special teams. We remain scoreless. 3:42 to play, first quarter. Proud Houstonian, Doris Nance. Our colleague Jim Nance's mom in the blue, rooting on the Houston Texans here at Reliant Stadium. Texans take over a 1st and 10. Foster tripped down. He was trying to kick that one upfield. He picks up 4 yards.
And you can see where the Texans want to try to run the ball inside the wide defensive ends, whether it's Babin or William Hayes or Jacob Ford. Dave Ball is out today with a concussion. But Babin and the style of this defense is for them to play real wide, and that's where the Texans want to run. Arian Foster.
Jason Jones also out with a knee injury. From the gun, Shaw It's Johnson again. And a first down for Houston. It doesn't look like the game plan is much of a secret right now. Get Andre Johnson the football. That one covers 9 yards.
And they're moving him around. This time he's in the slot, so he's away from Cortland Finnegan. Finnegan, the all-pro defensive back, number 31. This is 5 catches now so far in the first quarter for Andre Johnson.
First and 10 to the 35. Houston playing without Owen Daniels again today. As Schaub play fake, sells it well. Underneath, Arian Foster can't do anything with it. As Tulloch and Gerald McGrath, the linebackers there defensively for Tennessee. A gain of 1.5 yards. No matter where you are this holiday season, you can stay in the game all year long with the new NFL mobile app. Search NFL Mobile on NFL.com. Gerald McGrath actually worked out with Arian Foster in preparation for the 2009 NFL Draft in Arizona. And he was shocked that Foster did not get drafted and said Houston got themselves a real steal. And Foster has proven that this season, getting the opportunity and making the most of it as Chris Hope brings him down. It's a 3-yard gain for Foster.
And in talking to Jeff Fisher about Foster and the difficulties trying to stop the league's leading rusher, the New York Jets are one of the better tackling defenses in the NFL, and they had trouble last week against Foster, and you're seeing why. He's got the ability to always seem to make the first guy miss. The first guy never gets a real clean shot head up on Foster.
And he hits the hole so quickly. 3rd and 6. Houston has 5 first downs already. Tennessee has none. Schaub. Foster looking for a blocker, and he goes down before he can get to the marker. Alteron Werner. That's an excellent play by the corner.
There's no question about that. And that was as good as you could play a screen. Werner had a big offensive lineman right in his face, and he plays Matador, does not let Chris Meyer knock him down, and he knocks down Foster short of the first down by just 1 yard.
So the punt fest continues in this first quarter with Matt Turk punting to Mark Mariani. Mariani last week, 87-yard punt return for a touchdown. Leads the NFL, 17.1 yards per return. And timeout called with 21 seconds to play in this first quarter.
Houston takes their first timeout of the half. This will be a media timeout.
More to come from Houston. 17th all-time meeting between the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans. Titans have dominated the series with a mark of 12-4, 6-2 all-time in Houston. Of course, the former home of the Titans when they were the Houston Oilers. Matt Turk, after the timeout, will punt it to Mariani. Mariani backpedals, will let it bounce, and goes right up in the air and rolls in favor of Houston, down inside the 5 as Turk gets it done with a 52-yard boot.
You really can't blame Mariani for not catching this ball, because when he decided to let it go, he was standing about the 5-yard line and the ball bounced laterally and then backed up as it got closer to the goal line. This is a real tough spot for the young quarterback, Rusty Smith. The old man, Matt Turk, getting it done.
42 years old, 3-time Pro Bowler. All of those Pro Bowls came in the 90s, 96, 97, and 98. So Smith and the Titans are pinned deep in their own territory. 1st and 10, just short of the 4. Try to run it out of there with Johnson. He's thrown backwards. Forward progress will get him out of the end zone. It's going to be a loss of 3 on the play. Final play of this first quarter. We'll head to the second with Tennessee and Houston scoreless at Reliant Stadium. We'll come back after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Start of the second quarter in Houston. Ian Eagle, Dan Fouts, the rest of our CBS crew. Houston with 100 yards of offense. Tennessee has been limited to just 12. Rookie quarterback Rusty Smith in a tough position on a 2nd and 12 back at the 2. fake the handoff. Smith throwing out of the end zone. Smith, a long ball, is intercepted. Picked off. Glover Quinn has got it. They put a lot of air under that ball, and it was up for grabs, and there for the taking for the Texans.
Yeah, it's a play fake to Chris Johnson, and then he could not step into the throw because of the pressure, and Glover Quinn does not bat that one down. He intercepts it, his first career interception. My question to you, Ian, and everybody else is that's Nate Washington, the target. Randy Moss on the other side of the formation, running a similar route. Again, was ignored by a Titan quarterback.
And Mike Heimerdinger having a detailed discussion with Rusty Smith after the pick. 1st and 10 from the 25. Schaub throws out to the flat. Vontae Leach. And the fullback rolls in for a 7-yard gain. It's JB and company back in New York for an NFL Today update.
Ian and Dan, Maurice Jones-Drew had 40 yards rushing on this drive, but it was Rashard Jennings with a 5-yard TD run. 9 plays, 75 yards. Jags on top in the second, 7-3. And Ian, it was Bob Monsbach, your producer, who told me to say the bird and the beard.
We like it. We like it, JB. There could be T-shirts coming. 2nd and 3. Foster elusive as he ducks low, trying to get extra yardage, and he ends up picking up a yard on the play. Javon Hay, the 6th-year pro out of Vanderbilt, making that hit. How about Rusty Smith? What's going on through his mind right now in his first NFL start?
He's had bad field position, number one, and they're getting nothing out of the running attack with Chris Johnson. Johnson has 3 carries for just 2 yards. Just 1 completion for Rusty Smith. So I think the whole battle has been uphill for the young quarterback.
And Glover Quinn playing with a small fracture in his right hand, wearing a protective cast. 3rd and 2. Schaub, little out. Foster, the fake and leap. Arian Foster doing some extra work after the catch. It'll be 1st and goal for Houston. Tulloch could not bring him down initially. 16 yards on that pass play.
He showed you just about everything he can do as a pass receiver on this outlet. Good decision by Schaub. Watch the shrugging off the middle linebacker Tulloch, and then going airborne right here, coming up just short of the end zone. What an effort by Arian Foster.
Double tight end set. 1st and goal for Houston. Texans trying to get on the board. Fake the handoff. Shot throws wide open. Touchdown. Joel Dreesen. The Texans strike first. Second week in a row that Dreesen has gotten into the end zone.
Now here's Dreesen right here after the play fake. Watch Schaub has a couple of targets here, but nobody sees number 85 in the back of the end zone.
Joel Dreesen seeing extra playing time because of the injury to Owen Daniels. Daniels continuing to sit with a hamstring trouble. Neil Rackers tacks on the extra point. Rusty Smith in his first NFL start, picked off by Glover Quinn, sets up good field position. Texans take advantage. They've got a 7-0 lead at home. We asked tight end Joel Dreesen about his quarterback Matt Schaub. He said his knowledge of the game plan is impeccable. Very accurate passer, puts the ball in the right spots to catch it. And I'd say all 3 were on display on that short touchdown pass from Schaub to Dreesen.
And that was a good play selection after the fine effort by Foster to get down towards the goal line. Titans were looking for Foster on the blast play up the middle.
Glover Quinn, his first career interception to help get things started. Mariani on the return for Tennessee. Has a kickoff return for a touchdown this season. And he is stood up before he gets to the 30-yard line. A 28-yard return for Mariani. Tonight on The Amazing Race, a sushi challenge could push the teams to the limit. Don't miss a new Amazing Race after 60 minutes. That's tonight only CBS.
You're a big sushi fan, aren't you?
Oh, just love it.
Like that eel?
Oh, yeah. That sounds like it's right up my alley, Dan. This is a man that's never had a salad, by the way. Just to give you a little more bio information on myself. Johnson in the backfield. Tennessee has yet to get anything going offensively. Chris Johnson, 3 carries, 2 yards. Rusty Smith to throw. Incomplete. Nate Washington, the intended target. The throw a little bit offline, and Washington and Bentley exchanging some words after the play.
And right now, what the Titans have to do is they've got to give their quarterbacks some confidence. Washington should have had that ball. It was a little bit off target, but yet Washington, you can see he's disappointed, slapping his hands together there. But quicker routes, perhaps sharper routes, better effort now by the Titans is needed to help out young Rusty.
They've run 9 plays. They've gained only 2 yards. Smith throwing in traffic. Incomplete. Targeting Randy Moss on that play. Clover Quinn drawing the assignment. And it's Quinn who wins out on that one-on-one battle.
And remember, Quinn has that broken finger on his right hand. And as Moss comes to the inside, watch which hand that Quinn uses to break this ball up with. That's toughness.
Now, we asked Quinn about the injury. He said he could not remember the specific play that happened last week against the Jets. He felt something in his right hand in the first quarter. Didn't even say anything about it to the medical staff until the second quarter. 3rd and 10. Smith dealing with the crowd noise and the pressure. Throws. On the sideline, it is caught by Randy Moss and a first down. His second catch as a Tennessee Titan, and it covers 14 yards on the perimeter route.
Yeah, it looked like the ball was intended for Justin Gage. In fact, Gage is looking back. Watch as Rusty looking to his left side here. Number 12 is Gage. It goes right past Gage, and look who's there on the sidelines. Randy Moss, first down for the Titans, just what they need.
Moss had a touchdown negated after offensive pass interference last week in the loss to Washington. Some trickery on the reverse. Nate Washington. He's got nowhere to go. Washington will lose yards on the play. Earl Mitchell over there defensively. And a loss of 8 for Tennessee. NFL Today update back to the Big Apple and JB.
Ian and Dan, Leslie Frazier told Charlie Casserly they would take advantage of the talent that is Adrian Peterson. He had 52 of the team's 71 yards on that scoring drive, including that 5-yarder. 7-all there in Washington. Back to Ian and Dan.
Now, 2 of the best running backs in the NFL here today in Houston with Arian Foster and Chris Johnson. Adrian Peterson obviously has to be high on that list as well. 2nd and 18. Pump fake. Low throw. It's handled by Johnson. And a modest gain out across the 35 as he is buried by Kevin Bentley. A 3-yard pickup.
The Titans get the first down reception by Randy Moss and then lose all that yardage on their next play. And that really sets this offense back and destroys any little bit of momentum they may have had with Moss's catch.
Javon Ringer is on for Tennessee. A 3rd and 15 for the rookie Rusty Smith to deal with. From the gun. Protection is there. Wobbly throw. It's handled but short. Ringer brought down at the 40. They don't even get back to the original line of scrimmage as they pick up 5 yards. And Brian Cushing there defensively. So Tennessee goes quietly once again on offense. Brett Kern on once again. And Jacoby Jones standing at his own 10-yard line to return it for Houston. Jones moves forward from the 20. Has some room to work with. Heading towards the sideline. Can't turn the corner. And a flag is thrown at the 34. Ahmad Hall on special teams with a lean as Jones continues to talk along with Javon Hay.
You might think this is going to go against the Texans, an illegal block on this punt return by Jones.
Clete Blakeman will fill us in. 40-yard punt, a 9-yard return. Just one penalty called on each team so far. 9:48 to play in this first half. A lot of drama this week for the Tennessee Titans. Randy Moss was not involved in any of it.
There's no foul for holding against the kicking team on the play. It'll be first down, Houston at the spot.
So they determined no penalty on the play. Houston will take over. Jeff Fisher unhappy with a no call. 7-0 Texans.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Sprint, the Now Network. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. And by the Droid Pro by Motorola. Finally, a work phone worth taking home.
Well, this looks like holding to me. Number 30 is Jason Allen of the Texans. He's holding on Antoine Molden. And watch the reaction by Allen. If that's not a guilty plea, I don't know what is. Both hands up in the air.
They picked up the penalty. Houston takes over with a gift to Arian Foster. Breaking to the second level, and he's got a first down. Blocks up front from Myers and Winston to help spring Foster for a 13-yard pickup.
Like all great backs, it starts with vision. Left side run, seeing the hole back to the right side, and then the balance and the speed. Good move there to get inside Griffin, pick up an extra 3.
Arian Foster, 5 100-yard rushing games this season. Seems to be on his way to another. 10 carries, 42 yards for Foster. Time of possession dominated by Houston. Yards as well. Foster's got a running lane. And taking it to the outside, Foster, his ability to zigzag. 9-yard gain. Saturday on CBS Sports, it's the SEC Championship game presented by Dr. Pepper. Heisman Trophy favorite Cam Newton and Auburn battle South Carolina. The action all begins live at 3:30 Eastern with the TIAA Crep College Football Today.
How about that comeback against Alabama in the Iron Bowl? Wow.
Could be an Oregon-Auburn collision course for the national championship. Derek Ward is into the game. And Ward picks up 2 yards. Needed 2, he got 2. Jason Babin holding on defensively. The former Houston Texan who was selected 27th overall by Houston in the 2004 draft has finally found a very comfortable home with the Tennessee Titans.
Now, time of possession obviously in Houston's favor. They've been driving the ball well, but it took an interception to give them good field position, which they cashed in quickly last time they had the ball.
They're in Tennessee side of the field with a 1st and 10 of the 47. And it's Ward on the acceleration. Derek Ward brought down by Chris Hope. The Titans having a tough time stopping the run. They're shredding them on the ground. 13 yards for Ward.
Looked like a pretty good imitation of Arian Foster by Derek Ward. Good job on the left side. You see Dwayne Brown with the kick out block there. Another big hole for a Texan running back.
Now they ran against the blitz of Michael Griffin and it cost him. So Ward remains on the field. Arian Foster on the sideline. 163 total yards. We've got over 7 minutes left in this first half. Keep it on the ground. It's working. Derek Ward hit the hole hard. And Ward able to turn it upfield for 17. And right now, Will Witherspoon is down, the linebacker.
Titans cannot afford to lose Will Witherspoon. He's one of their dynamic tacklers and defensive performers, but he's in real pain right now.
He was fined $40,000 for a helmet-to-helmet hit on Donovan McNabb last week. Right now, he needs some help. 9-year veteran Will Witherspoon able to get up and walk off on his own power after this injury on the running play by Ward.
Yeah, Derek Ward goes high, and you can see as Michael Griffin comes in, they both kind of catch Witherspoon in the chest and the neck area. You see his head snap back there, but as you said, Ian, he did get up after laying on the ground for quite a while. It just got the wind knocked out of him, but it looks to me like he'll be back.
Formerly with Carolina, St. Louis, and Philadelphia, a steady NFL veteran. The comparison so far, big numbers for the Houston running backs. Not much to speak of for Chris Johnson, just 2 yards on 3 carries. On first down, Foster back in there. Arian Foster spilled out. Dwayne Brown, his own teammate, was in that area and got thrown out of the space, so there was no hole for Foster to work with.
You can see what the Texans are thinking about now is just on this drive, just 6 plays, all running plays with Foster and Derek Ward. I don't know if Dwayne Brown gets credit for a tackle there or not.
At least a partial tackle.
He got him good.
Veteran Marcus Douglas is in the game for Tennessee, rotating defensive linemen. 2nd and 10. Fake the handoff. Schaub to throw it. Schaub underneath to Dreesen, who brings it in just short of the 10-yard line. It'll set up 3rd down for Houston. They pick up 5. Matt Schaub, we asked him for his scouting report on Joel Dreesen stepping in for Owen Daniels. He said, look, Dreesen always does the right thing. He does his job well, extremely dependable. And the two have developed a nice chemistry.
That's about as good a compliment as you can give any teammate. Dependable.
3rd and 5. 8th play of the drive. Schaub looking. Schaub throws to Arian Foster. He's got a first down inside the 5. His ability after the catch to make something happen, he's been doing it all season.
And this time it's Vincent Fuller, 22, that can't make the tackle, and then McGrath comes flying over. He can't bring him down. Foster, who's seen 2 great efforts now to try to get the ball in the end zone after catching a pass from Matt Schaub. 9 yards on that gain. 1st and goal at the 2.
Will Witherspoon returns for Tennessee. 1st and goal. Texans trying to add to their lead. On the roll, Schaub to Johnson. Touchdown, Texans. They are picking apart this Tennessee defense.
Andre Johnson lined up as a tight end, and he just runs away from Finnegan. Tim Shaw is too late getting over there. Very creative play call one more time for Gary Kubiak and the Texans.
And Neil Racker's on for the extra point. 2nd touchdown of the day for Matt Schaub. He's 15 of 19, 111 yards. Rackers makes it a 14-0 lead for Houston. They go 9 plays, 71 yards, and it's Schaub to Johnson. Houston up 14-0.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Viagra. And by Chevrolet.
Now the Houston Texans have not been getting off to very good starts in recent weeks. That's changed here today. A 14-0 lead. Andre Johnson with a touchdown for Houston, his 5th of the season. And they are dominating on the ground. 85 rushing yards, 111 through the air, 196 total. Compare that to 25 total yards for the Tennessee Titans. Neil Rackers will kick it off. Mariani moves forward. Fields at the 6. He's got blockers. And trying to emerge through that hole. He'll come up short of the 30-yard line as Stanford Kegler makes the play on special teams. Former Tennessee Titan Chris Johnson on the sideline right now. He's holding his helmet. And it does not appear that Chris Johnson is coming out, at least for this play. We'll find out what his role is on this series. He took a shot on the last series after a catch he made on a low throw. Javon Ringer is in there. He's the 2nd-year running back out of Michigan State. Rusty Smith on a handoff for Ringer. And Ringer is ridden down by Brian Cushing. A 2-yard gain, forward progress. Take a look back, Dan.
Yeah, this is a low throw by Rusty Smith, and then the hit by Bentley And Johnson was slow to get up and remains on the sidelines. But if he can't go, Javon Ringer's the only tailback that the Titans have. Their only other running back is Ahmad Hall.
Hall has 1 carry this season for 1 yard. 2nd and 8. Handoff to Ringer. And a running alley for Ringer, but a flag thrown back at the line of scrimmage. A first down, and it's coming back. 14-yard run.
Right at the point of attack. Holding.
Holding. Offense. Number 64. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
And that's Leroy Harris, the number they called.
Best running play of the day because of the holding by Leroy Harris on the left side. He comes off on the linebacker and McGrath, or Sharpton rather, and very sketchy call there on Leroy Harris. Didn't hold him for very long, did he?
Harris there with Fernando Velasco, who's in at center, on a 2nd and 18 now. Trailing 14-0. Handoff for Ringer. Breaks 1 tackle. Ringer with a stiff arm. And good piece of running by Javon Ringer, a rugged 5'9", 207 pounds. Picks up 8 yards. Johnson remains on the sideline with his helmet on.
Ringer averages 4.5 yards a carry. He's got 1 touchdown this season, but he does have a 54-yarder that happened earlier in the year, filling in for Chris Johnson. But again, you talk about adding more pressure to Rusty Smith. If Chris Johnson can't go, that's a tall order for a rookie.
3rd and 10 for Tennessee. They have 1 first down in this first half. Full receiver set. Shotgun for Smith. He throws, caught there by Gage, and the curl will give him the first down out across the 40-yard line. That's a 12-yard hookup. And some pushing and shoving after the play. Mark Anderson for the Houston Texans and Fernando Velasco for the Tennessee Titans.
No flags thrown. A lot of shoving, a lot of yelling at each other. Officials doing a good job of stepping in there. I like this throw by Rusty Smith, and I really like the effort by Justin Gage after the catch. He was short of the first down, and he needed that dive to get across the 40-yard line to pick it up.
And Chris Johnson is back on the field for Tennessee. We'll hit the 2-minute warning in this first half. 14-0. The Houston Texans trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. On a first down for Tennessee. 2 minutes to play first half here at Reliant Stadium. Rusty Smith throws. Again, 2 players in the area, and it's a clean catch for Randy Moss.
Boy, Moss grabbed this right off the top of the grass. 8-yard reception for Moss, but again, it's Gage on the short route. He lets it go. That's not a catch. That's no catch. That will be reviewed upstairs and should be reversed.
Coaches can't challenge it. It would be a booth review.
Boy, that's unusual. They're not stopping it.
Smith taking the snap. Smith throwing. Bobbled. And Scaife can't secure it. He had Scaife open a little bit high on the throw from Rusty Smith.
This is a type of catch that if Bo Scaife makes, the Titans are going to go in and score, get some points. Ball thrown high, thrown hard, but still not that far off target, especially for a guy making his very first start.
He started 1 of 6. He's been able to rebound from that. Shotgun formation on a 3rd and 2. They swing it for Johnson, and he is stood up by Brian Cushing. No first down for Tennessee. Cushing there to stonewall one of the most electrifying players in the NFL.
Well, you can see Cushing being comfortable back at that Sam linebacker position. He's made 3 very good plays here in the first half. This has got to be a nightmare for a linebacker to have one-on-one tackling responsibilities on number 28, but Cushing all over that, and then he punished Johnson by slamming him down on the ground.
Houston using a timeout. They have one remaining. Clock stops with 1:36 to play in the second quarter. Chris Johnson, 3 carries for 2 yards, 2 catches for 2 yards. Johnson comes in, leading the NFL in rushing yards on the road. Coming up, Sprint halftime report. James Brown and the rest of the crew. Latest NFL scores and highlights coming up on the Sprint halftime report.
And how's Arian Foster doing? Well, he has 51 yards rushing and 50 yards on pass receptions.
So a 4th down and another punt for Brett Kern. Jacoby Jones at the 10-yard line for Houston. High punt. They did get a rush on. And this will take a bounce right towards the sideline. Pretty good field position, all things considered, for the Texans. Matt Schaub operating with a 14-0 lead. Houston with the football and a 14-0 lead. This weekend, the NFL is emphasizing its Play 60 campaign, focusing on creating healthier youth and families through activity. Earlier, the Texans YMCA kids accompanied the cheerleaders as the Texans took the field. And this season, more than 300,000 children have participated in Team Play 60 activities across the NFL. Great program. Good to see the kids involved here in Houston. 14-0. Texans lead it. 1:28 to go in this first half. Schaub throwing. Rifles over the middle. Sliding attempt by Joel Dreesen. And he trapped it. No catch.
And that breaks a string of 10 straight completions by Matt Schaub. Ball thrown low, obviously. And the ball does bounce. Good call by the officials.
Texans. Only 3 points scored in the last 2 minutes of first halves this season. That's the fewest in the NFL. Got an opportunity here to put some points on the board before the break. 1:20 left now. Schaub looking and throws to Andre Johnson. And a short gain over the middle as Stephen Tulloch drilled Johnson. 3.5 yards on the pickup.
We talked about the 30 sacks of the Tennessee Titans. They're not getting any pressure at all on Matt Schaub. And what are the Texans doing? I guess because it's 3rd down, they don't want to hurry too much in case they don't convert this 3rd down.
Tennessee has all 3 timeouts remaining. They don't want to leave the Titans with too much time here at the end of the first half. Schaub throwing it underneath the coverage, and Arian Foster is short of a first down. So a very quiet 3 and out for Houston, and now Tennessee will work the clock. They use a timeout with 43 seconds remaining in this first half. Tennessee's in a 14-0 hole. 14-0. Houston leading Tennessee. Gary Kubiak's squad going through a 4-game losing streak. And it's actually a 3rd straight season where they've suffered through a 4-game losing streak. So this is nothing new to the Houston Texans. Trying to make the playoffs for the first time in their franchise history. A flag down as Mariani moves forward to bring in the punt.
But it's going to be a first down for the Texans because Michael Griffin was offsides. Darn near ran into the center, and in fact that would be a penalty as well. You cannot line up over the center anymore. So whether this is a 15-yard penalty or just 5 yards, it will be a first down for Houston.
Offside. Defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. It's enough for a first down. Houston.
Wow. Tennessee Titans 3-game losing streak and doing nothing today to change their losing ways.
Oh, watch Griffin. He's going to step up right here. Can't stop his momentum, and he's in the neutral zone. And that's a free 5 and a free first down. And a mental error from a guy that doesn't make mental errors.
First and 10 for Houston. Looked like Tennessee was going to get the football with a chance maybe to do something positive before halftime. Instead, it's Schaub throwing to Jacoby Jones. That's a 9-yard pickup down to 26 seconds remaining. Houston does have 1 timeout remaining. 2nd and 1. Low snap. Schaub handles it. Schaub throwing and bounces off of Kevin Walter. Incomplete. Jason McCourty closing in on the coverage.
Really a good throw, a smart throw by Schaub. Right on target, out of bounds. Walter would have gone to stop the clock if he makes the catch here. That's just a flat drop. McCourty with good coverage, but Walter with a drop.
And now a 3rd and 1. Neil Racker's hoping for an opportunity. Houston would like to get to at least the 36-yard line of Tennessee. First, they have to get a first down. We're only down to 14 seconds left. Chop steps up. He throws. There's the first down into Tennessee territory. Arian Foster, what a weapon. 10 yards on that pass play, and they use their final timeout. 8 seconds remaining in this first half. So the Houston Texans look like they had a victory last week against the Jets. They gave up a 72-yard touchdown drive at the end of the game. The Jets win it 30-27. Another in a long line of heartbreaking losses. They were beaten, of course, in a last-second Hail Mary in Jacksonville a couple of weeks ago.
And you know what that tells me, Ian? That this is a chance for them to balance the scales as far as lucky plays are concerned. Throw a Hail Mary here and see what happens.
Is that, you believe in karma?
A little
That's how
bit,
it works?
yes. They have no other choice but to just toss this one up high. And you know who's pretty good at catching high passes? Andre Johnson.
Well, let's see if they look towards the sideline for a quick one, or they look deep. Schaub loses the ball as it was slapped away in a near disaster as Eric Winston is there for Houston.
And it's a good thing Winston was there because it was his man that hits the quarterback in the back. William Hayes comes around to pick up the sack and the forced fumble. And lucky for the Texan, Winston was there to pick up the fumble.
End of the first half here at Reliant Stadium. Houston with a 14-0 lead over Tennessee. We'll come back. The Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. This is the NFL on CBS.
How they're struggling on offense, but their defense, they've got no problems with their defense as far as personnel is concerned, and their defense being totally dominated by the Texans in that first half. Arian Foster having a superb first half, and Matt Schaub completing passes at a 76% rate.
So Houston will kick it off. Mark Mariani, who has a kick return for a touchdown this season and a punt return for a touchdown. And he will take a knee. Tennessee will have it at the 20-yard line. Now, Randy Moss had just one catch coming in to today's action as a member of the Tennessee Titans. And Moss getting involved with a couple of catches in the first half.
Yeah, good coverage that time by Glover Quinn. This ball looked like it was intended for Justin Gage. And so did this one. This one hit the ground, but they gave him the reception. 2 catches for Moss for 22 yards. He's the leading receiver for the Titans.
He is now 1 catch away from passing Andre Reed for 8th in NFL history. 6 offensive linemen. Mike Otto is out there for Tennessee. First play from scrimmage in the second half. Johnson has been a non-factor so far. Johnson trying to head the other way, and he's cut down. Brian Cushing. Amobi Okoye was the first man to slow down Chris Johnson.
This looked like the run that Chris Johnson had against San Diego when he started out to the right side, was bottled up and then cut all the way back across the field. But Cushing with the dive there to bring down Johnson for about a 4-yard loss.
So on the day now, Johnson has 4 carries for -2. 2nd and 14. Smith. Quick out for Randy Moss, and he has no room to run. Glover Quinn covered him like a glove, 1.5 yards on the pass play. Remember, this is a Houston defense, Dan, coming in. They have been statistically the worst pass defense in NFL history through 10 games.
Yeah, nothing like facing a rookie quarterback to help out your stats. Remember, Rusty Smith was sacked on his first attempt this afternoon.
3rd and 13. Smith throws, almost intercepted by Cushing. And the troubles continue for the Tennessee offense.
Yeah, miscommunication between Smith and his tight end, Jared Cook. Cook in just his second year. Smith expected him to go across the middle, and he cut to the outside, and Cushing won't have an easier shot at an interception than that one. In fact, he might have got real close to the end zone if he picks it off.
Brett Kern will punt for the 5th time here today. Jacoby Jones waiting at his own 31-yard line. Titans go 3 and out to open up this second half. Jones, fair catch, brought it in right around the 34, and that's where Houston will set up shop after the 50-yard punt. 14-0. Texans with a lead. Welcome back to Houston, everybody. The NFL on CBS, where this season more people watch the NFL than any other network. Texans leading the Titans 14-0, early stages of the third quarter, and Houston takes over after the punt by Kern. First down, Texans. Schaub on a line. He connects with Kevin Walter, accelerating for a first down out across the 45 for a 12-yard pickup through the air. Matt Schaub, 149 yards, 20 of 26 and 2 touchdowns. Rusty Smith in his first NFL start struggling. Chris Johnson, -2 yards on the ground. Andre Johnson with a touchdown, 7 catches for 48 yards. Arian Foster in the backfield. It's a running play for Houston. Little shake and bake move as Foster crosses over midfield and into Tennessee territory with a 4-yard gain. Sendaric Marks and Jason Babin there defensively.
The Texans started off moving the ball well, but could not get any points out of it. Once they crossed midfield, they tried for it on 4th down. That first possession didn't quite pick it up, but it was the interception that really turned things around and got them rolling. The interception by Glover Quinn.
Matt Schaub telling us you win one game in this division and who knows what happens. They're not worried about everybody else, just trying to get a win and change the whole feeling around the facility. As Tulloch meets Arian Foster, they've maintained a good attitude even throughout this 4-game losing streak, and the way they've lost can just eat away at your heart.
Well, and when you look at the talent that they have, especially on offense, very few receivers in the league better than Andre Johnson. And Arian Foster turning into being a Pro Bowl running back, leading the league in rushing. Matt Schaub with a hot hand today, so they offensively they're getting it rolling against a very disappointing Titan defensive effort so far.
Last 3 seasons, 8-8 in 2007, 8-8 in 2009, and 9-7 last season. Incomplete, and a flag comes down. Kevin Walter asking for it. Jason McCourty wants an explanation.
Well, he got a lot of jersey. McCourty held Walter as Walter tried to adjust to that pass thrown to the outside.
Pass interference. Defense, number 30. Ball he placed at the spot of the foul. First down, Houston.
This is a pretty easy call as it's an out route. That hit there is legal, but watch the grab here. Ball was in the air, and the right hand got the inside of Walter's jersey.
And a 9-yard penalty. Drive remains alive. Bootleg, Schaub. And he was throwing towards Eric Winston, a starting tackle.
Yeah, and finally the Titans come up and put pressure on the quarterback.
From TV's #1 comedy to the #1 new comedy, the #1 news magazine, the #1 news show, and the #1 show on television. Thanks for making CBS America's #1 network.
This was real close to being an illegal play here. Here's Winston right here. I'm surprised they didn't call intentional grounding because Schaub was in the pocket. There was no eligible receiver anywhere near where that ball was thrown.
I think he saw a blue jersey. It happened to be Eric Winston's. And as you said, not an eligible receiver on the play. They catch a break on a 2nd and 10. Dump ball for Foster. And Tennessee sniffs it out with Stephen Tulloch, limiting Foster to a 3-yard catch.
And the other part of that play, Ian, was William Hayes was drawing a bead on number 8. And after the ball was thrown by Schaub, he let Schaub feel him.
So Chuck Cecil trying to come up with something here for Tennessee to create an opportunity. Normally that's what this team has been able to do defensively, the bend but don't break attitude. 3rd and 7. No turnovers though today for the Houston Texans. Throwing into a crowd, and it's caught by Joel Dreesen for a first down. Boy, has he ever stepped up in the absence of Owen Daniels. Finnegan and Hope over there defensively. 9-yard pass play and a first down for Houston.
Dependable and able to catch the ball in a crowd. Watch the route. Just an out route, but here's the tough part. Knowing that Finnegan's on the outside, ball coming in high. Heck of a 3rd down conversion by Joel Dreesen.
So new set of downs for Houston to work with. A 1st and 10 just inside the 30. On the ground. Look out. Arian Foster. Vontae Leach with a block. 18-yard run.
And again, it's between the tackles, these wide defensive ends of Tennessee. Good kick out block by Vontae Leach. Super touchdown saving tackle there by Griffin.
But how long can they save the touchdown is the question. It's a 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. And Foster again as he leans forward, maybe a half a yard on the running play.
Arian Foster now 15 carries, 73 yards on the afternoon. He has another couple of catches out of the backfield. How about the effort that he's putting forth today? As the Texans need number 23 to lead them, and he's doing exactly that.
Undrafted free agent out of Tennessee now in his 2nd year in the NFL, formerly on the practice squad. He sets up on the outside. Schaub is looking in his direction. Now to the other side. Schaub trying to shovel. Incomplete. Tennessee wants a flag. Again, Schaub very close to getting brought down in the pocket.
Yeah,
and gets rid of it.
He stepped up into the pocket but never escaped it. And who is he shoveling the ball to is the question. Looking to his right, now coming to his left. He might have just wanted to take off and run. But that should be intentional grounding. He's avoiding the sack, and that's the emphasis on that type of call. Nobody in the area for that shovel.
3rd and 10 for Houston. From the gun. Schaub in trouble. And he is sacked. Finally, Tennessee is able to break through with Jason Babin. Babin was very upfront, very bitter with the way things went as a member of the Houston Texans. Never felt like he got his opportunity. Well, he gets a sack.
This is 9 sacks on the year. Look how wide he is. He's in a sprinter stance. He's going to go right around and over Eric Winston for that sack. That's the effort that this defense from Tennessee needs to have the rest of the 2nd half.
And a 35-yard field goal attempt for Neil Rackers. It bounces in off the post. Rackers will get credit for 3, but not the way that he envisioned it. 17-0. Houston in front of Tennessee. 3rd quarter action continues here on CBS. Nice weekend here in Houston. And enjoying the skating. I'm a skating parent. My daughter's a skater, so that's early mornings.
You notice in Texas they skate clockwise?
Is that right?
That's what it appeared to me.
Wow, your ability to break it down just blows me away every single week.
Well, and I have a digital watch.
What? Rackers kicking off to Mariani. And Mariani forced towards the sideline. And guess who? Neil Rackers getting his helmet in there like he is wont to do. Rackers just trying to take out some aggression after this kick went boink off the post. Chris Johnson is at 8 straight 100-yard rushing games in November. He is going to have to explode if he's going to extend that number. Dump off, Ahmad Hall. And Hall staying low to the ground and trying to get back towards the 30-yard line. Tonight on CBS, a world premiere movie that will touch your heart and leave you smiling. Hallmark Hall of Fame's November Christmas. That's tonight, only CBS. On second down now for Tennessee. Rusty Smith, 9 of 16, 50 yards and a pick. Caught by Johnson, and Johnson just doesn't seem to have the normal maneuverability. As Glover Quinn is over there defensively, penalty markers on the play as well, pointing in the direction of Houston. 4 penalties against Tennessee, 1 against the Texans today. And Clete Blakeman.
Pass interference, offense, number 89. A 10-yard penalty, replay, second out.
And it's coming back. Jared Cook called on the pass interference. Let's head to New York right now. Check in with JB.
Ian, Aaron Rodgers of Green Bay, looking like your partner, the bearded one. Take a look here. Does he drop this 28-yarder right in the basket? That to Jordy Nelson, setting up a 1-yard TD run by Aaron Rodgers that ties it up in Atlanta at 10. Ian and Dan.
That did have a Fouts to Jefferson look to it.
Thanks for the memories.
Second and 21 now for Tennessee. Take the handoff. Outside for Cook, and he is driven down. Bernard Pollard, the safety, matched up with a young tight end, and he wasn't giving up anything in that battle.
It's been a day to forget for Chris Johnson. His nickname is CJ2K. Today he's CJ -2 yards rushing, and even that fine catch that he just made will be called back because of Cook's pass interference. Got to give this the Texan defense a lot of credit, though. Brian Cushing having an outstanding afternoon tracking down Chris Johnson.
3rd and 21 and a timeout called by Houston. 6:04 to go, third quarter. Texans in control with a 17-0 advantage. Back here in Houston, aerial coverage of today's action being provided by DirecTV. Reliant Stadium, the venue, 17-0. The Texans in front of the Tennessee Titans. And a 3rd and 21 for Rusty Smith and the Titans. The rookie quarterback throws to Jared Cook. And he comes up short of the original line of scrimmage. Kevin Bentley and Antonio Smith combining to bring down Jared Cook.
Yeah, it was Cook's pass interference penalty that made that 3rd down so long for Rusty Cook, or Rusty Smith rather. So the Titans are just being their own worst enemy this afternoon with ill-timed penalties and a lot of mistakes offensively.
And the name Rusty really does work with any last name. Rusty Fouts.
Rusty Eagle?
Yeah,
No.
I guess not. There goes my theory. Brett Kern punting. Jacoby Jones fielding it in the sun at the 25. And flags come down. Jason McCourty getting down the field to make the play on special teams. And it's going to cost Houston some yards here. 56-yard punt, a 4-yard return.
Yeah, Sherrick McManus with an illegal block in the back will back up Matt Schaub and the Texans.
During the return, block in the back against the return team, number 28. Penalty is half the distance to the goal line. First down, Houston.
Randy Moss and Justin Gage having a discussion out on that Tennessee sideline as the Titans try to figure out something that could work offensively here today. They're getting shut out by the Houston Texans, 17-0. Arian Foster, and he's brought down very quickly by Jason Babbitt. Next Sunday, NFL on CBS features regional action. First place Jacksonville battling these Titans, and AFC West rivals Kansas City and the Broncos. It's all coming up. Starts with the NFL today, noon Eastern. This season, more people watch the NFL on CBS than any other network. Senderick Marks was injured on that play, now limping. Second-year pro out of Auburn and a second-round pick in 2009.
Here's Marks right here as a defensive tackle. He's going to go down the line of scrimmage. He's going to be mad about that roll up on the back of his legs there by Wade Smith. May have sprained an ankle, but that sometimes called illegally, but sometimes the offensive lineman will get away with that because the officials are looking at where the ball is being carried. That doesn't make Marks feel any better, though.
So 1 yard on that play, a 2nd and 9. Marcus Douglas seeing extended time, the veteran for Tennessee, recently picked up by the squad. Shotgun formation for Schaub. And complete for Andre Johnson. Will Witherspoon over there to make the play, but a lot of dinking and dunking for Johnson. We haven't seen Schaub look deep for Andre Johnson so far today.
No, what they've done is they've moved him around. They put him in the slot, so slot receptions are usually the shorter ones. That's 8 catches now for just 55 yards for Andre Johnson, well below his normal average per catch.
Comes in 2nd in the NFL, just over 90 receiving yards per game. And a 3rd and 4 for Houston. We come up on 4 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. From the gun, Schaub, soft throw over the middle, and it's Arian Foster. First down to the 24. 9-yard catch. He's taller than most running backs, so he's a pretty good target there when he comes out of the backfield to receive it.
Yeah, and he's working on the middle linebacker, Stephen Tulloch. Tulloch was too wide with his pass drop there. Grabs a hold of Foster's jersey, but not until after he catches it, picks up the first down.
17-0 lead for Houston. 3.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. Texans are driving now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Stop and go by Foster. And a 4-yard pickup. Gerald McRath compared his style to that of Matt Forte. Going back, you've said Marcus Allen, maybe just the way he carries himself.
Such a glider, smooth, effortless type of runner with great vision and tough to bring down and tough to get the square shot on. Great running backs always seem to be able to avoid that head-on collision, take a side, slide to the outside or inside, whatever it may be, and pick up yards that way.
And Foster trampled down as he picks up a couple. Will Witherspoon over there defensively. NFL Today update. Let's head to New York and JB.
Hey, Ian and Dan, take a look here. Pittsburgh's defense had limited Buffalo to 114 total yards until Fitzpatrick hooks up here with Fred Jackson. Hard run to pay dirt, and I'd do the same if Pitts D is after me. Longest run of the season for Buffalo. It's now 13-7 late in the 3rd. Pitt on top, Ian and Dan.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, Ivy Leaguer from another Ivy Leaguer, JB. Schaub out of trouble, and that one goes through the hands of Arian Foster. Incomplete.
No, Schaub should have just run the ball. He only needed to pick up 3 yards or so. Right about here, he's going to throw an impossible ball for Arian Foster. Michael Griffin right behind Foster would have stopped him if he had made that catch, but he would have needed a butterfly net to pull that one in. That was really humming.
I think Arian was on the same thought process as you. Matt Schaub was going to be running it. He didn't expect that ball to come as hard as it did. Matt Turk with a high sailing kick. Mariani fields in traffic. Handles that first wave, but the second wave gets to him at the 29-yard line. Garrett Graham leading that charge on special teams. Saturday, CBS Sports begins its 30th road to the Final Four with the 2 winningest teams in college basketball history. Kentucky and North Carolina clash in the season premiere live at 12:30 Eastern right here on CBS. Well, defensively, the numbers were just brutal coming into today. They were ranked overall number 31 in team defense, allowing nearly 410 yards per game. Chris Johnson has yet to rip off a long run. He gets a carry there and takes it for about a 9-yard gain. His best of the afternoon is Glover Quinn is there defensively. Rusty Smith, a rookie quarterback out of Florida Atlantic, taken in the 6th round in this year's draft, getting his opportunity. 11 of 18, 60 yards, no touchdowns, a pick. Kerry Collins is officially the number 2 quarterback today. Collins was out with a severe calf strain, and Chris Sims, the former Titan, was signed earlier this week as a backup. Handoff, Johnson, thrown down, Okoye firing through. Loss of 5 on the play. Well, how did we get to this point at the quarterback position for Tennessee that Rusty Smith is the starter? Last Sunday, Vince Young injured his thumb, banged it against a Washington defensive player, the helmet. He was replaced in that game by Rusty Smith. Young supposedly wanted to come back in. Eventually, when he didn't get the chance, he threw some of his equipment, shoulder pads into the stands, had some words with Coach Jeff Fisher. On Tuesday, he was put on injured reserve. He's done for the year, and supposedly texted his apology to the head coach. Smith, strong throw. Justin Gage hauls it in. He dropped it in the basket for a 9-yard gain and a first down for Tennessee.
And a conversion on 3rd down for the young quarterback. Just 3 of 9 now, but that was a big one because that was a tough throw to make under duress. He had pressure right up the middle. And watch him step right into this throw, put it right out in front of his receiver, Gage, and pick up a first down.
Down to 18 seconds to play in the 3rd. The last time the Titans were shut out last season, October 18th, they got beaten soundly 59-0 by the New England Patriots. 74 yards of offense for Tennessee. Smith throwing, incomplete. Intended receiver Jared Cook. And that'll do it for this 3rd quarter. The Houston Texans, they've got a 17-0 lead over their division rivals, the Tennessee Titans. Will come back after this message and a word from your local station. This is the NFL on CBS. The Houston Texans have allowed at least 24 points in 11 consecutive games, 3rd longest streak of all time. The Green Bay Packers back in the early 50s allowed 24 more points in 15 consecutive games. That streak looks like it's going to come to an end here unless Tennessee can get it going offensively. 17-0, Texans in front. First play of the 4th quarter, it's a penalty.
False start. Offense. Number 73. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down. Second down. Correction.
Should mention as well, Eugene Amano suffering from a stinger. His return questionable at the center position. We've seen Fernando Velasco now for an extended period of time as Jake Scott got called on that penalty for Tennessee. Ian Eagle, Dan Fouts, the rest of our CBS crew. We open up the 4th quarter here at Reliant Stadium. 17-0, Houston in front. Smith throwing and nobody home. He was looking for Johnson. Glover Quinn over there defensively with a shot on Smith. AFC South standings, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, both tied atop the standings at 6-4. Tennessee at 500. Houston 4-6, suffering through a 4-game losing streak. The Jaguars have the lead on the New York Giants right now.
Yeah, in the 3rd quarter, 17-15 in the 3rd.
They've now moved to the 4th. So Jacksonville trying to get the upper hand. Glad I could update that for you, Dan. Smith. That ball looked like it was tipped on its flight, and it's incomplete. Pressure coming from the combination of Williams and Anderson. And Mike Heimerdinger, who was excited to work with Rusty Smith and get the young quarterback in there. And it's time for another talk with Rusty.
Well, these are good coaching moments for Rusty Smith. No better coach to calm him down on the sidelines and just tell him what he should have been reading on those type of plays.
Brett Kern punting to Jacoby Jones. He fields at the 13. And tripped up. He tried to circle. And Ahmad Hall among those down there for the Titans on special teams. It's a loss of 4 and a 48-yard punt. Houston gets the football back. They're pitching the shutout against Tennessee here at home. 17-0, Houston over Tennessee. Texans have suffered through 7 consecutive November losses. And right now they've got control of this game. Just have to maintain their composure here as Arian Foster get his legs taken out from under him for a gain of 1.5 on the play. Wednesday on Showtime, JB, Chris Collinsworth, Warren Sapp, and Phil Simms come your way on cable's longest running show, the multi-award winning Inside the NFL, every Wednesday on Showtime.
It's pretty obvious to State Iron that the Titans defense has to create some type of turnover here. This is a bad field position for the Texans. You can see they all out blitz on that first down play.
We'll call it 2nd and 8. Play fake. Schaub off the boot. In trouble.
Now that's got to be intentional grounding, and that should be a safety. They're pointing at Joel Dreesen being an eligible receiver in the area.
Grounding. Number 85 was in the area. 3rd down.
Boy, that's real close to being in the grasp, and that would have been a safety.
Marcus Douglas getting the penetration for Tennessee.
Here, right in the middle there, you can see Dreesen. Question is, was Schaub's knee down? His knee was down, and this should be a challenge. And you wonder if Jeff Fisher's getting the word from upstairs to throw the challenge flag. Do not see it coming out. He has it in his right hand, though.
Yeah, but Schaub was able to snap it and get it to Andre Johnson. Johnson looking for blockers, and a flag comes down. Cortland Finnegan over there defensively. Jeff Fisher was reaching for the red flag.
He had it in his hand and was about to toss it and decided not to. Getting some bad advice from his coaches upstairs because Schaub's knee was definitely down in the end zone.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 12. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So they're going to get the football, but the question, would they have gotten the 2 points?
Yeah, there's the grab for the flag. It comes out. He's about to toss it and sees the ball snapped. And this is what we're talking about. Knee down would not be in the safety. His knee was down outside about the 6-inch line.
Well, there you go. So even if he did challenge it, probably would have been ruled down at the 1. Tennessee is getting the football either way from the 42. Mariani, and for the first time today, Tennessee is in Houston territory. 46-yard punt, but a penalty marker thrown at the 42.
So maybe you spoke too soon about getting into Texan territory. Their best penetration had been to the 48 of Tennessee's.
Bailey lost his helmet for the Titans. This has been ugly for Tennessee. 13:25 to play in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be against the Texans. Talking to Jeff Fisher.
There are fouls against both teams on the play. Illegal hands to the face.
Now Jeff Fisher wants to get the story straight here with Clete Blakeman. And Clete will complete the call.
Both teams on the play. Illegal use of the hands against the kicking team number 51. During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 20. Those penalties offset. We'll replay the down.
Darryl Sharpton and Alteron Werner. So yes, Tennessee is not officially in Houston territory yet.
They were close, though.
The Tennessee Titans, this is the first of 4 straight divisional games. If they were going to turn their season around, they would have the opportunity to do it within the AFC South. 5 of their final 6 games are against divisional opponents. The only one that isn't is Kansas City, week 16. Matt Turk will punt it again. Mariani standing at the 44-yard line of Tennessee. Backpedaling to the 35. Mariani brought down And he took a big shot. Flag thrown. Troy Nolan on special teams. 53-yard punt, a 14-yard return.
Now Troy Nolan's going to get the flag on this play. Mariani stepped out of bounds, and Nolan
Personal
comes
foul,
in.
Unnecessary roughness. Kicking team number 32. Late hit out of bounds at the end. 15-yard penalty will be added to the ended run. First down, Tennessee.
Watch 33 come in. Mariani's left foot is out of bounds. That's a tough call against Nolan.
This is the deepest Tennessee has been in Houston territory all day. Rusty Smith throwing on the outside for Justin Gage. And a little spin move out near the 25-yard line for a gain of 9 through the air. Lead is not insurmountable. It's 17-0, but Tennessee has not been able to muster any consistency on offense.
And the running attack should be a lot better because the Texans are playing a lot of two deep. They do not have 8 guys in the box. They're more concerned with stopping Randy Moss at this point, it appears.
6 carries for just 2 yards for Chris Johnson. 2nd and 1 now for the Titans. Movement.
Michael Roos, left tackle.
False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Let's get an NFL Today update. Head to New York and check in with James Brown.
Ian and Dan, take a look here. Giants battle back from an 11-point deficit and tie it up when Manning hooks up with Manningham, that is, and a 2-point conversion is good, but Jacksonville is booted a field goal back in front by 3. Ian and Dan.
So Jacksonville trying to maintain its lead in the AFC South with a victory over the Giants. Smith throwing off his back foot. And a flag down. Jared Cook with Bernard Pollard turned around.
And Pollard's going to get called. That was a good effort by Cook to battle for that underthrown pass.
Pass interference. Defense, number 31. The ball we placed at the spot of foul. First down, Tennessee.
Good job by Rusty Smith recognizing that Pollard has his back to the receiver, to the quarterback rather, and then never turns around. That's an easy call for pass interference as the ball hit Pollard right in the back of the legs.
On a penalty, 20 yards, the most they've gained all day. Johnson. And sticks the helmet down, running inside the 10 for a 3-yard pickup, met by Bernard Pollard.
And Pollard bounces right back the very next play, short memory, and does a nice job of forcing Johnson back inside where he had help. Looked for a minute there that Johnson was going to shake and maybe get to the end zone.
5 yards on the ground for Chris Johnson. He's averaging just under 109 on the road this season per game. He averaged 174 against Houston last season. Smith looking. Smith throws. Intercepted. Glover Quinn's got his 2nd of the day.
Yeah, Grandpa didn't like it either. Throwing late to the outside. Look at the position Quinn has on Gage. Looked like Quinn was running the route. 2nd pick of the afternoon for a guy with a broken right hand.
Rusty Smith. It's been a rough day in his first NFL start. Rusty Smith's grandparents in attendance, Russell and Dolores, the originators of Rusto's Sandwich Shop in Jacksonville. 2nd pick of the day thrown by Rusty Smith. Arian Foster gets the carry, and he's bottled up. Marcus Douglas there defensively. Glover Quinn, 2nd interception of his career, both coming today.
Yeah, it's an out route by Justin Gage. A lot of time to throw for Rusty, and he's coming out to his outlet receiver and never saw Quinn, or he never would have thrown that ball.
Quinn, a 4th-round pick in the 2009 draft out of New Mexico. 17-0, Houston in front. And Quinn not even close to 100%. with that small fracture in his right hand, wearing a protective cast today. Arian Foster driven backwards. The Titans, great pursuit inside. It's a loss of 1.
These 2 interceptions for Glover Quinn will help erase the play against the Jaguars. A lot of people thought that Quinn could have just gone up and made this interception. He was all by himself, but he did as he was instructed to do and knocked the ball down. Little did he know that Mike Thomas would be right there to catch the carom.
We'll hit the 10-minute mark in this 4th quarter. Foster remains in the backfield. They'll go with the running play. And Foster stays on his feet. Arian Foster almost ripped that one all the way. He got caught from behind, and it might have been a horse collar.
Yeah, he was slowed down by Michael Griffin's horse collar attempt. Or he might have gone the distance. But can it be a horse collar tackle if a tackle isn't made? Your answer?
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense, number 31. 15-yard penalty will be added at the end of the
By definition, it has to be a tackle.
Well, it's a horse collar non-tackle.
Well, it should be double yardage then. Look at the hole again, right in this lane here. Texans have made a living today running behind their left guard, Wade Smith and Dwayne Brown. There's the horse collar non-tackle. That will draw a flag on Michael Griffin.
Well, he got a little bit of face mask there on the turn, or Foster would have taken it all the way. Foster now with 118 yards rushing. 9.5 to go with Houston shutting out the Titans 17-0. And Foster bangs his way and bangs into one of his teammates, in fact. Down goes Wade Smith. Stephen Tulloch will get credit for the stop. About 1.5 yards, almost 2 on the play.
Yeah, the Titans came in without Jason Jones. He's out with a bad right knee injury. We've seen some Derek Marks. He came in to replace him. But that's exactly the side of the defense that the Texans continue to attack. The left side, Dwayne Brown and Wade Smith and Chris Myers, the center, doing a super job opening holes for that man.
Leading rusher in the NFL, Arian Foster, adding to his total over 100 yards. He's at $120 today. 6th time he's gone over 100 this season. And Foster gets dumped. Michael Griffin over there defensively for Tennessee. 3rd and 8 now for Houston. Chris Johnson came in 3rd in the NFL overall, and Johnson has been limited to 5 yards on 7 carries. Foster will get a breather. Derek Ward checks in for Houston.
And the 2 guys the Titans really needed to help out young Rusty Smith with Chris Johnson and Randy Moss. Randy Moss has 3 catches for just 23 yards.
Andre Johnson and Cortland Finnegan getting into it. Handoff for Ward on 3rd and 8. And Ward leaning forward. Flags come down. Oh, there's punching now.
Yeah, Finnegan and Andre Johnson going after it. Both of the helmets were ripped off. And we may have even more action.
Oh, it's continuing. It spills over. It's gotten ugly.
Finnegan was mad about the previous play. He took a shot right away at Andre Johnson, and now they're going to be tossing Andre Johnson out of the game for sure. He'll get the thumb because he connected on a couple of haymakers on Finnegan. Wouldn't be surprised if Finnegan doesn't get an early shower too.
Jeff Fisher on the field trying to help restore order.
Remember, they were going after it on the previous play, and Finnegan instigated it on this play right at the line of scrimmage.
We asked Matt Schaub about the matchup. He said it's always like a street fight when you take on Tennessee. You have to be willing to bloody your nose against them, and we know one another quite well.
Andre Johnson's going to be escorted to the locker room right here by a few of the personnel staff. Casey Studdard as well as the headband.
Andre Johnson's day is over. It was building between him and Finnegan. They've been matched up on one another the entire afternoon.
Yeah, Johnson has gotten the better of Finnegan. 9 catches, 56 yards, 1 touchdown, and now an early shower. Whether Finnegan goes to the locker room as well, we'll have to wait and hear from our officiating crew. Blakeman in the white hat is getting all the input from his fellow Zebras.
Well, we know Finnegan is feisty and physical. He likes to talk out there.
Yeah, he did his talking with his fist to begin this play as he went right to the face mask of Andre Johnson, knocked his helmet off, and it was on. Finnegan talking to the sideline now of the Texans.
Houston players trying to tell the officials that Finnegan should also be tossed from this game. Clete Blakeman is going to sort it out.
There are personal foul penalties against both teams. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness after the play, number 80 of the offense. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 31 of the defense. Both of those players are ejected. It'll be Tennessee's ball at the end of the run. First out.
And that's the right decision. That is the right decision by the officials. Toss them both out because of this action right here. Finnegan gets the first shot, then gets his helmet knocked off. He takes off Johnson, and now Johnson is going to get a couple of good shots in there, or bad shots, if you will. And they're both gone, as well they should be. Well, you just don't see that in the NFL very often. That uppercut right there landed.
Johnson has been ejected. Finnegan has been tossed from the game as well. Cortland Finnegan believed at that point that it was Johnson that would be tossed out and he would be able to remain in the game. It's not the case.
Now, both of those actions, you know, the shot by Finnegan to begin with, and then taking the helmet off.
Fourth down at the spot here for Houston. Fourth down. They're both dead ball fouls.
And now Blakeman corrects himself. It is fourth down. Now the question is going to be, will there be further ramifications from the league? This is the play before when Johnson and Finnegan got into it. And Johnson has a knack of getting Finnegan's helmet off his head.
Well, and it was the last shot there when Johnson pushed him in the back. They almost go at her right there. And now, just a few seconds later, the helmet comes off again. Finnegan rips off Johnson's helmet. And physically, this is a bit of a mismatch. Johnson goes 228 at 6'3". Finnegan just about 190 pounds. He's got to go, though.
So they will walk Finnegan to the locker room. It's a 4th and 1. Finnegan will jog off and give a wave to the crowd here in Houston. And who knows, this could cost both players another week, depending upon how the NFL deals with it. Timeout. Well, not a lot of fireworks in terms of offense and scoring, but there were fireworks between Andre Johnson and Cortland Finnegan, both ejected from the game after punches were exchanged. A 4th and 1, and Arian Foster has got a first down inside the 30-yard line.
Well, we talked about how this has been going on all day long. At the beginning of this drive, see at the end of this play, Finnegan gets a pretty good hard hit on Johnson on the pass reception. And then the shot in the back right there, and then it's on from this point on. A rabbit punch there, and then the uppercut And Finnegan thinking that because Johnson threw punches that only Johnson would be ejected.
Under 7 minutes to play now. Houston in front 17-0. And Foster spinning his way up the middle for a 4-yard gain and padding his numbers. Arian Foster has cracked 130 yards on the day. Marcus Douglas losing his helmet on that play.
Now Foster now has 200 yards, 205 yards of total offense. 9 catches for 75 more yards.
86 total yards for the Tennessee Titans. Chris Johnson limited to 5 yards on the ground and 2 yards through the air. 2nd and 6 for Houston. Walter goes in motion. Keep it on the ground, and Foster banging his way inside for a couple.
And you know, all the things that happened with the Titans organization this week has had an effect mentally on this football team.
They downplayed it. They downplayed all the distractions, but it's hard to believe that there wasn't a cause and effect with the Vince Young drama, the soap opera developing between Young and Jeff Fisher, and then the news coming down later in the week regarding Mike Heimerdinger, the offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans, diagnosed with he will begin chemotherapy tomorrow.
Well, they're very confident that the chemo will have a good effect on the type of cancer, and that they caught the type of cancer early. Of course, we wish Mike the very best. I've enjoyed my association with him through the broadcasting business here. Talk to him every time I do a Tennessee game.
And Mike's son Brian is an intern for the Houston Texans. And once Gary Kubiak found out about the news, he brought Brian over and sent him to Tennessee. This was before the game. Mike and Brian Heimerdinger sharing a moment out on the field. So Brian traveled to Nashville the day that it was announced on Wednesday. Hand off for Derek Ward. Houston is an outstanding running team, and they have proven that today with a combination of Foster and Ward. For Heimerdinger, he's been around the game for so long. College roommates with Mike Shanahan, and then a long working relationship with Shanahan in Denver. Tennessee offensive coordinator, 2 stints, graduated from Eastern Illinois.
And the one thing you always hear about Mike is that he's a fighter. And that's what he's going to need to be as a fighter. He's a positive guy as well. And we're all confident that he's going to come out on the good end of this.
2nd and 3. And Ward has nowhere to go. Falling forward, he's at the 10-yard line.
All running plays on this drive. And one heavyweight tilt in the middle of it.
You go heavyweight? Really?
Well, for Andre Johnson, I do.
Yeah.
I think that Cortland may have stepped up in class a little early.
This drive is going to crack the 8-minute mark, as Houston was able to put this one on ice with 3:27 to go, 4th quarter. 343 yards of offense for Houston, 86 for Tennessee. Arian Foster flagged out as Foster spins his way. The ball came loose. Tennessee has got it, or so they say.
Well, the officials haven't said that yet. The only thing they've said is it's holding against the Texans.
The Texans are saying the ball was on the ground.
Holding. Offense, number 85. 10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And it came out after the knee hit.
Yep, Joel Dreesen gets called for the holding penalty, so this will back up the Texans. Knee was down before the ball comes out. Alteron Werner coming up with the tackle. And there's the knee. There's the ball coming out.
So Houston will hold on to it. Now 3rd and 14 for the Texans, back to the 20-yard line. We'll call it 3rd and 13. This Houston team will improve to 5-6. They have got a rough schedule coming up, but they needed a win in the worst way after the way things have transpired in recent weeks. Arian Foster just shy of the 15-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the play. And a timeout taken with 3:04 left. Fourth quarter. Houston holding on to a 17-0 lead. Coming up, Subway postgame show. JP and the rest of the crew back in New York. The latest NFL scores and highlights. It's all coming up on the Subway postgame show. Neil Racker's on for a field goal attempt to extend the Houston lead to 20-0. 46 straight made field goals from 45 yards or less. That's the longest active streak in the NFL and the third longest in NFL history behind Mike Vanderjagt and John Casey.
Yeah, he almost missed his last one. He hit the upright and it bounced through.
33-yard attempt for Rackers, Pro Bowler in 2005. He's got it. 20-0. Texans leading the Titans with 3 minutes to play.
Heck of a drive by Matt Schaub and the Texans all on the ground. And the important thing, 8.5 minutes off the clock.
Only 3 minutes remaining with Houston leading this one 20-0. Coming up tonight on CBS. On 60 Minutes, they wrote the music for Spider-Man the Musical, but you'll only see U2 perform it on 60 Minutes. That's tonight, only CBS. Give you some numbers on the day. Matt Schaub, 25 of 35, 178 yards, 2 touchdowns. Didn't have to sling the ball all over the place because Arian Foster goes for 30 carries, 143 yards on the ground. Ward comes in. He tacks on 47 yards rushing. Foster has another 75 yards receiving. Andre Johnson ejected from this game after getting into it with Cortland Finnegan, who was also tossed from the game for Tennessee.
It's so unusual for a team to rush for more yards than pass for yards.
190 rushing yards, 158 passing yards officially for Houston. Mariani. Now nothing working for the Titans as flags come down. Vontae Leach making the play on special teams. 2:54 remaining on the clock. And the frustration from Mariani as well.
During the return, holding return team number 57. That 10-yard penalty for being forced from the end of the run. First down, Tennessee.
Patrick Bailey called on the penalty. What's coming up for Tennessee? They'll be home for Jacksonville. We talked about all the divisional games that they play left on the schedule. Indianapolis. They'll host Houston December the 19th before wrapping up at Kansas City and at Indianapolis. Dan, obviously big focus this week was on the fractured relationship between Jeff Fisher and Vince Young. Young is on IR, so he's really not part of the club right now. Give is to Javon Ringer, and Ringer has got a first down, finally ridden down just shy of the 30-yard line. Is that relationship irreparable? Who knows what's going to happen with this franchise? Bud Adams has gotten involved, the owner, saying that he believes in Vince Young. Fisher has another year left on his deal. Young has another year left on his deal. Boy, there's so many things that could happen here.
Well, if you keep Vince Young and get rid of Jeff Fisher, that makes it awful difficult for the next head coach to come in and have any authority, because the authority has now been given to the quarterback, and that's not right. Jeff Fisher's the man in charge. He has been here for obviously many, many years, done a great job, well respected by the teammates on the Tennessee's sideline. But with this type of situation, it's not good, and it should be fixed.
We hit the 2-minute warning. 20-0, Houston in front of Tennessee. Texans owner Bob McNair, his team, only one shutout in franchise history. They beat Jacksonville 21-0 back in December of 2004. Texans came into existence. First year was 2002. Rusty Smith throwing. And Nate Washington ducks out of bounds out near the 40-yard line and right at the first down line. Coming up, Subway postgame show, JB and the rest of our crew back in New York. Latest NFL scores and highlights. It's all coming up on the Subway postgame show. It is enough for a first down. Tennessee now with 113 yards of offense. Randy Moss, 3 catches for 23 yards today. Has not been the big play threat that the Titans hoped they were getting. Grover Quinn with another play defensively.
Looking for the hat trick.
Almost number 3.
Yeah, and he uses his good hand to break this one up. His left hand. His right hand, of course, we talked about the broken bone in his hand. But almost, if he could have tipped that ball up in the air, he might have picked off his 3rd pass.
And defensive coordinator Frank Bush, who has moved to the sideline from the press box. He's been under some considerable heat considering the stats that the Texans have put up defensively this season. Shotgun for Smith. Out of the pocket, throwing on the move, and he finds the open man. Jared Cook has been his favorite receiver. And Cook banged down inside the 40 by Troy Nolan, backup safety. 23 yards on the hookup. That's the longest offensive play of the day for Tennessee.
3 receptions for Cook, 3 for Gage, 3 for Moss.
Smith 15 of 27, 112 yards, and Justin Gage hauls it in, and a flag thrown.
They're going to get Pollard for a helmet-to-helmet hit on Justin Gage. Second personal foul penalty on Pollard. Called for pass interference on the last possession. Can't lead with the crown of the helmet.
The ruling on the play is a completed catch at the sideline. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 31, helmet-to-helmet contact. That penalty being forced half the distance to the goal line. First down, Tennessee.
At some point, defenders are going to have to just forget about trying to blow up a receiver and hit him with a shoulder. See, the helmet-to-helmet right there is going to get called every time. This is the 11th game of the season, and you're still seeing these type of penalties.
Trying to avoid the shutout now. Tennessee with a 1st and goal inside the 10. Flags come down, and Smith just throws it into the ground.
Yep, false start against the Titans.
False start, offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Jake Scott on that right side for Tennessee, and a 20-0 lead for Houston with 1:13 left in the 4th quarter. What's up? Coming for the Houston Texans at Philadelphia. That is a Thursday night game against the Eagles, and then Baltimore, Tennessee. Tough sledding ahead, potentially. Jared Cook with a catch and driven towards the sideline.
You know, and I kind of like what the NFL has done as far as having divisional games now at the end of the year. It really does add a little spice, especially when you look down the road for the rematch of this battle in Nashville.
It's a final. The Giants have defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars, who fall to 6-5 on the season. Indianapolis taking on San Diego later on tonight. So opportunity for this Houston team if they can keep winning, which is something they hadn't done in a month. Randy Moss, the intended target. 3rd and goal.
Yeah, Moss wanted nothing to do with this pass. Didn't even try for the ball. Ball was thrown hard and high by the young quarterback, Rusty Smith. But look at this effort by Moss. Not exactly a Hall of Fame effort.
Third and goal for Tennessee. 1:02 left on the clock. Smith throwing. Looking for Jared Cook. And it's intercepted. Grover Quinn, number 3. A career performance by the young corner.
Rusty Smith was trying to get the ball to Jared Cook. Threw him a fastball. Cook couldn't make the catch, but Quinn was there. Left right in the middle of the field there. Cushing with a great break on the ball. And Quinn with quick reactions to pick it up before it hits the turf. Quinn should give Cushing an assist on that one.
So it is the hat trick for Glover Quinn. You know, Bob McNair tried to bring the NHL to Houston back in the late 90s. He wasn't able to do it. He gets the NFL, and he got a guy with a hat trick, 3 interceptions.
That's a 10-gallon hat trick, too, buddy.
I like it. And so does Quinn. The Houston Texans snap a 4-game losing streak. They shut out the Tennessee Titans 20-0 here at Reliant Stadium.